Howdy, Space Truckers. I do not know who Markiplier is. I mean, I know of him, but as far as what he's all about, I haven't the foggiest. I know he does the whole play video games while commenting and reacting thing, but I'm over 40. That stuff just ain't for me. Same goes for Iron Lung. I know what it is, a nifty little indie game with a strange, interesting premise where you're locked inside a submarine and you have to navigate a blood ocean with your limited instrumentation. And I know that it made a bit of a splash in the whole YouTubers play video games scene. Never played it myself, I'm just not much for video games these days. But what I am interested in is unique, low-budget movies that go places the big-budget movies can't. And when I saw that Markiplier had made a movie about this strange little game, well, I wasn't interested in the slightest, I'll admit. Like I said, neither Markiplier nor Iron Lung were really my thing, but then I started hearing rumblings that it's actually pretty good, and I took a closer look. What if it's not about those other things? What if it's just a good movie all on its own? Take the YouTuber and the video game out of it, and it's got all the right ingredients for the types of weirdo movies that I like. Plus, I really do want for there to be cool movies that are made by the newer generations for the newer generations. I opined in my Minecraft review about how big studios are rehashing and ruining stuff from my generation and trying to ram the lesser versions of it down the throats of younger kids who didn't grow up with it and don't really care about it. So, here comes Markiplier with an independently produced movie based on something for Gen Z, made by someone more in tune with that generation. And it doesn't look like flashy Fortnite brain rot garbage. It looks bizarre and interesting. So, is Iron Lung any good?
2 hours later.
Hot diggity dog! For a movie that's set entirely in a tiny submarine submerged in an ocean of blood, Iron Lung is a breath of fresh air. Let's dive in. Humanity is on the brink of extinction after an apocalyptic event known as the Quiet Rapture. The last remnants of mankind are drifting through the stars trying to find anything that might give them even the tiniest shred of hope for survival. Now in orbit above a moon covered in an ocean of blood, they believe they may have detected something that will be the deliverance they're looking for. Enter Simon, a convict who's been given the task of piloting a rickety submarine through the blood ocean to search for the whatever it is. If he survives the mission, he'll be granted his freedom, the operative word here being if. Humans don't really have access to the best, most advanced tech anymore. The submarine is cobbled together from scraps, and Simon actually has to be welded inside the thing. With only his instrument panel and an X-ray camera to help him navigate, Simon must maneuver virtually blindly through uncharted waters and maintain his own crumbling sanity in order to find something that could either be humanity's salvation or bring its ultimate destruction. Iron Lung is essentially a one-man show for its entire 2-hour runtime. Besides a short sequence with a few other people viewed through the sub's sole porthole and a few short flashbacks, Markiplier is the only actor, and the sub's cramped interior is the only location. And despite that, Iron Lung kept me completely engaged the entire time. Markiplier pulled a Robert Rodriguez and wrote, directed, and edited this movie himself while also starring in it. That's a daunting task for seasoned filmmakers, and it's something that's only rarely attempted, let alone pulled off successfully. For Markiplier to have succeeded on his first try is, frankly, fucking incredible. The writing is great, and knowledge of the video game is completely unnecessary to enjoy the movie. It's almost told from like a second-person perspective. What I mean is, you're watching Simon go through the events of the film, but you don't know or see anything that he doesn't. You have no outside knowledge of what he's looking for or what's going on. You can't see anything outside the submarine. You are as trapped and in the dark as he is, and yet you still get just enough information to have a fully satisfying story while still not fully comprehending just what the hell it all means. Also, there's not a drop of that self-aware millennial hackiness anywhere in the script. The writing is 100% serious and believable. It's a slow burn, sci-fi cosmic horror story that relies on build-up and tension alone. I don't remember there being a single jump scare in the whole movie, and it works. Also, I gotta give kudos to the game designer, David Szymanski, for the clever minimalist interface of the game, which has been faithfully recreated in the movie. The submarine's instrumentation, while being very limited, still conveys information intuitively. There's a compass depicting the sub's facing, lights around the compass warning of proximity to outside objects, numbers giving latitude and longitude, a depth meter, an oxygen meter, and the X-ray camera that only takes still pictures, not video. That's it. And even with just that, you still know what's going on even though you can't see anything outside of the sub. I've heard it said that an idiot admires complexity while a genius admires simplicity, and while it could be argued that I'm more the former than the latter, the design is genius. Markiplier's performance is startlingly good. He runs an entire gauntlet of emotions, from defiant yet cooperative, to scared and confused, to angry, to nihilistic, to hopeful. All of it's as convincing as if he's been at it for decades, but this is his first damn movie. The man's a natural. If there's one complaint I can make, it's that the movie might be a little too long. I won't say it really drags at any point, only that some of the scenes probably go on for a bit longer than they needed to. But it's not as big of an issue here as it is with some other movies, and in Iron Lung's defense, I had to pee for the entire 2-hour plus runtime, and I never did because I didn't want to miss anything. Hell, that might be the only reason I felt that way now that I think about it. Holding your tinkle makes everything feel like it takes longer. Anyway, my hat's off to Markiplier for having the balls to make such an unabashedly unconventional, non-mass market film. This isn't some mere cash grab trying to capitalize on a viral video game sensation. This is legit art. Mark didn't just want to make a quick buck, and he didn't try to make a movie that would appeal to a broad audience because Iron Lung damn sure ain't for everyone. He wanted to be 100% faithful to the source, regardless of whether it had broad appeal or not. He wanted to make a real, honest-to-God movie and tell a real, honest-to-God story that stood on its own merit, and he, by God, did it. Look, I love a good turn-your-brain-off popcorn flick as much as the next guy, but it's bold, creative, risky, unorthodox stuff like this that really gets me all fizzy. Now, would I recommend Iron Lung? Hell yes, but not to just anyone. If you prefer big, epic, action-heavy movies with fast pacing, lots of exposition, and cool special effects, this ain't your movie. But if you can dig on tight, cleverly written, low-key stuff with a slow fuse, I'm talking movies like Cube, My Dinner with Andre, Pontypool, movies that don't have any of that flashy stuff, movies that live and die solely by their writing and performances, then Iron Lung is what you're looking for. It's a fresh, daring piece of movie making bound to become a cult classic. I honestly thought that Iron Lung's unique style of story conveyance required the more interactive medium of video games and wouldn't translate well to the film format, but this movie proves that assumption wrong. Mark, I know you will never see this little review, but I want to put this out into the ether anyway. Thank you for making a movie that isn't trying to be for everyone, that doesn't treat its audience like a bunch of idiots with the attention span of a goldfish, and for having enough faith in the material's strength to let it stand on its own. Fucking bravo, my man. And to you, thank you so much for watching. Adios.